In this video, we're going to be doing the closeout budget for the month of June. Yes, heard that correctly. We're only a few days into July and we got to close it out. This is where you figure out, did you do what you say you were going to do with your numbers? Did you not do what you say you were going to? Did you overspend? Did you underspend? Fingers crossed on the underspending. It usually doesn't happen. I got to be honest. But this is what tells us the truth. In this video, I'm going to be closing out the first paycheck budget, the second paycheck budget. I'm also going to be going over a little bit of transactions and really only transactions dealing with food, because food is what my husband and I have a problem with. We overspend a lot. Then finally, we're going to go ahead and close out the whole month, but we got to close out the paycheck budgets in order to accurately close out the whole month. So if you're new here and you're like, girl, you budget, you and your husband, you go over your finances, student loans, debt, sinking funds, all the things. I want to do that too, or I also do that. Go ahead and join the community by clicking that subscribe button. Also, if you don't know, I do have a website, paperbymo.com, where I have a lot of printables ranging from $1 to $20, as well as free. Yes, I said free printables. They are available on paperbymo.com. I also go ahead and post blog posts talking about the numbers, right? Talking about budgeting, financing, investing, saving, relationships while being on your financial journey, all the things. I post that every Sunday on paperbymo.com. All the links should be below. Check those out and stay tuned. First things first, I like to use a binder as a budget planner. I say this all the time because expensive budget planners are not a necessity. You don't have to do that. You can use a paper, a pen, notebook, a sticky note, whatever. I like to do a binder just so you can keep up with everything. I say you, me, we, us, right? Now, I do have printable printouts that I put in this binder. Now, all of these are available on paperbymo.com. So there's that. Let's go ahead and get into June. If you don't know, I do write hard, so I like to pop everything out just so I can make my corrections. Another thing I like to do when I'm closing out the month is go over the monthly goals. I feel like this is important. You might think, girl, this is not necessary, but I think it's important just to keep up. Like, did I do what I said I was going to do? And if I haven't, maybe they should be moved over to the next month goals, which I've already done the goals for July. But when I'm sitting down with my husband and we're figuring out our numbers or figuring out our goals, we do look at the month's previous goals. So let's look into it. Make career plans. Kind of, sort of, yes and no, a little bit. Talked about this with my supervisor at my job. And I feel like there's more work to get done. So we're just going to do half. Consistent with the morning routine and night routine. Morning routine, I've maybe skipped a couple days. That's because I was under the weather, but the night routine, same difference, right? It depends. My husband now works overnight. So sometimes I'm like, I try to wait to go to sleep until, he leaves, just because, just spend a little time. So this is decent. I think it was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. A couple days missed, but that's not too bad. Daily, weekly cleaning routine. Absolutely not. So my husband and I said, yeah, you know what? We should get like a cleaning routine going. It sounded real good. And by a cleaning routine, we were just trying to go ahead and like maybe clean a bathroom on a Monday, or on a Tuesday, the kitchen or whatever. And realistically, we haven't done it. Maybe we can go back and try it again, but it just has not worked yet. Okay, so my husband, studied for his certification consistently. He has been doing that. Less unplanned spending. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know if I want to check this off yet. Keep with the $1 challenge. Do I want to cross this out? I feel like I want to cross this out. We've been doing it, but we haven't been as consistent. So I probably need to just go ahead and edit that July goals and put that on there. Okay, so here's the June monthly budget. This is the budgeted amount of what we expected to bring in. We're about to see if we did what we said. So first, we're going to go ahead and start off with the first paycheck, which came in on the 6th of June. Now, if you don't know, I'm a Pilot pen person, okay? All the Pilot pens are available on my Amazon storefront, which the link is also below. But I like the pens. I just like how nice and pointy and sharp they write. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this Precise V5 pen. This red is gonna be, we were way out of range, right? So maybe we paid less debt. So let's say we said 400 for my husband's student loans and it was 300. That's red because the more debt we paid, the better. If we gave 1,000, we said 1,000 for house, it was less, that's bad because the more saving we do, the better. And then obviously the higher the bill, the worse. So red is bad, green is good. Simple math here. And then if it's consistent, we're going to do it in black. Okay, so let's get into it. Traditionally, I usually like to go ahead and keep up with and close out these paycheck budgets along the way, not wait to the end of the month. Like do the first closeout, do the second closeout. But the month of June, that was not the case. So we actually have to do both closeouts here. Okay. So when it comes to actual, we're going to go ahead and do $0. If you don't know, this is for starting. If you don't know, we do a zero-based budgeting. Not specifically saying we have $0 in our account. It just means that every dollar is accounted for. There is no dollar there that we could have just moved over to our income. There are sometimes situations and cases where we can. You don't see it often with us, with my husband and myself. But here we are. Okay, so for my husband's income, we put $1,470. Okay, so he in fact made $1,473.08. That's why we're gonna go ahead and put it in black because it was accurate. And then for my income, it in fact was $3,056.38. So just gonna do the math just to make sure, we weren't lying here. 1473.08 plus $3,056.38. So we in fact $4,529.46. 529.46. Okay. So a very good paycheck. We're so grateful for it. I like to stress that because that's important. Now, if you do not know, we're going to first and foremost, we're going over to our fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are our bills, right? Fixed expenses are supposed to be the expenses that don't change. Sometimes they change, obviously, like electricity, things like that change, but we're going to go through all the bills. Now, when it comes to our rent, we break up our rent in 2 payments. We don't pay our rent 2 times, but we take half of our rent from the first check, and then we take the other half from the second check. It really lessens the blow instead of like paying our whole rent from the first check and then us being like deprived of life for 2 weeks. It just makes life easier for us. Okay, so this was accurate. We did take $772.50 for the rent. And what we do with that money is we set it to our bill account. We do have a checking account that my husband and I both have our payments go into, and then we disperse from there, right? We pay student loans from there. We go to our bill account, and you're thinking, well, why don't student loans go to your bill account? I actually have no idea. I have no logic about it. What I know is it doesn't go, okay? So this is being sent over to our bill account, and then we get our rent auto paid, right? So they just take it from that account. Same thing with water, sewage. We just give $52.50. What we've learned now, because we've been living here maybe about 3 months now, 3-4 months. We're giving more than necessary when it comes to our water and sewage, but we're not giving to the apartment complex more. We're just giving more to our bill account, which is not a bad problem to have, right? So that means it's just a little overage when it comes to that, because our water bills have been about $77. Remember, we do have, so we're doing $772.50 for rent and then $52.50 both checks. Okay, so now we're overage a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, now where we go different, not wrong, I was gonna say wrong, where we go different is our electricity. I was like, you know what? Let's just put it to 170 because it's been hot. We're going to be super hot. We got to have the air. Now, the good thing is about our apartment, we have some sunlight, but barely. Okay. We have a lot of tree coverage. So it ended up only being, this is why it's in the green because it's less, it's $150.01. Wow. A win is a win. Okay, so let's getting back to the regular schedule program. We, in fact, our internet is $50 every month. We have a phone bill of $180, and that phone bill is myself, my husband, and my mom. It's my mom's phone bill. We just pay it, and it's the three of us. Okay, then we have subscriptions, $22. People say, what the heck is $22? $22 is our Apple Music account. It's a family account. Or subscription, I should say. And then we have like 99 cents here, there for Apple storage. Then we also have a Hulu that we get every Black Friday. And that's like $1 every month. Things like that. That is what equals the $22. So my student loans is $197. That's just the bill. My husband's student loan is $250, but we gave it $0. And I know you're thinking, is this good or bad? Well, I'm gonna put it in red because I did tell you guys anything less than is gonna be red. But we decided, oh, you know what? I'm lying. Well, we did pay it this time. I'm looking at my notes. I was about to say $0. I actually put 0. I gotta do better. Okay, we did pay it the $250, and then we gave the $400. It ended up being $650 together. The month of July is when we're not doing it, so that's what it is. Okay, my bad. So when it comes to the car insurance, it for my husband and myself, full coverage. We got old cars, $179. So that's accurate. And then when it comes to life insurance, $108.04. Again, this is for my husband and myself. I have a whole life and he has a whole life, and then I have a term and he has a term. So that's 4 policies on one. That's $108.04. Then we do have a gym membership. It's like $69.99, but we just go ahead and put $70, and that comes out. So everything here comes out of our bill account except our student loans. And let me think what else. And our phone, we have to manually pay it because it's on my mom's AT&T account, and she got other crap, so we couldn't put our cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some math. $772.50, that's the rent, plus $52.50, okay, plus $150.01, plus $50, plus $180, plus $22, plus $197, plus $250. Got that big red 0. Plus $179, plus $108.04, plus $70. Okay, we're saying is $2,031.05. Yes, I was getting excited, but this is just the first paycheck. Now that first paycheck, we are bill heavy, as you can see. We're gonna put this in green because it's less than the $251, and that's always good. So $2,031.05. First paycheck's bill heavy. Second paycheck, as you can see, I already put check marks, but second paycheck, we just do the rent and the water. Okay. So we're going to take that $2,031.05. We're going to subtract. I know it's backwards, so it's going to say a negative number. It's going to be 5, I promise. We're going to minus $4,529.46. We have $2,498 left over, and it's higher than this amount, so we're going to put her in green. You guys know I write big, so I'm just going to put her down here. $2,498, and oh, that's a 4. Oof, girl, get it together. So $2,498.41 left over. Now we're gonna scurry on over here. Now, did we get the cash? I don't know. I can't even remember. This is why I gotta close it out earlier to make sure we actually have the cash. But real quick and real fast, we're just gonna flip over and do these transactions. When it comes to food, we for sure spent over the $200, which is why when it came to the second paycheck, we went ahead and put aside $500 for a credit card, to pay down our credit cards, because we we kind of went beside ourselves. Okay, so I'm just gonna put 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 things in for this first check. So first things first, I don't even know if I should. Did I do this on the last one? I don't know. So TJ Maxx, this one ended up being $75.20. Okay, and then we went June 4th. It's a lot of stops at the grocery store. And I said this in the last video. We are trying to go ahead and get back to Aldi because Aldi is affordable, okay? But Harris Teeter, we love a good Harris Teeter, and mostly because you get a buy one, get one free. But to be convenient, you know, like just one-stop shop, we just stay there and get everything else. That's the problem. Okay, so we spent $99.93. Ridiculous. So this is going to be food. And that's on the 4th. Then we have the June 13th. Again, Harris Teeter. And we're going to say food again. Okay, and we ended up spending $48. Even, it's crazy. Now, back to June 16th, we went to Costco. Now, this one right here was ridiculous. This was when I knew. That's when she knew we effed up, okay? I knew we were going to be way over budget. We got things like protein powder, and I always struggle because I'm like, oh, should we do protein powder with food? Should we do it in health? Stuff like that. And my husband drinks the protein shake as a meal replacement. So, and like protein powder, the one he gets is like $35, maybe almost $40. That does make or break a budget. But anyways, we ended up spending a whopping total $145. I think it was $144.99, but just put $145. $145. One trip by itself. Asinine. Ridiculous, darling. But I say this to say, let's get a highlighter. Do we want orange or do we want yellow? We'll just do a little yellow. Okay. You're like, girl, why are you highlighting this? You only got food on here. I know. Not that Harris Teeter though. I mean that TJ Maxx. That's not food. So let's do food. Let's add this up. Well over $99.93 plus 48 plus 145. Ooh, look at that number. 292.93. Horrible. This is a stinking red. 292.93. And so we knew it was going to be over. In the second paycheck budget, we went ahead and did 250. I'm telling you now, we're over on that. But we're figuring it out, guys. We're figuring it out. Gas is really easy for us to stay in the budget. We just go to Costco to get our gas, or Harris Teeter has a gas station. And if it doesn't have a gas station, what they do is they just give you a discount at BP, I think, or another gas. I actually can't tell you because I don't go to gas. My husband does. This is ridiculous. Okay, so $292.93 plus 60, 30, 30, 60, and then plus $100. That's $452.93. This is going to put us in red for sure. $452.93. So now we're going to take $2,498.41 and we're going to subtract 452.93. This is why I don't like doing this. This is like, girl, calm down. I know I am wrong. Okay, $2,045.08. But the good news is we know what we need to work on. We're getting a little comfortable, you know. I think convenience is a good word because we're not the closest to an Aldi. Harris Teeter is really close by us. I think convenience is the thing. I hate going to multiple stores now. Like, I'm just like, I don't have time. I used to go to 4 or 5 different stores and then get the best bang for our buck. Now I'm just like, can we get this over with? I got things to do. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. Can we go out? Let's go to the mall. Like, you know, all the things. I know, it's a hot mess.com. Okay, so now that we have only $2,045.48 left over, we're going to go ahead and move to our savings. So what do? So we're pretty accurate and on the money when it comes to house. We try to go ahead and give exactly what we said we were going to give. Same thing with our IRAs. So this actually factually was $1,200. So she's going to be the same $1,200. And so we're going to take that $2,045.48 and we're going to subtract $1,200. So now we only have $845.48. I'm laughing because I'm like, yeah, we're going to be in the negative. $845.48. And we're only in the negative because we swiped our credit cards. Oh yeah, that's how I know we didn't take out cash, because we swiped our credit card. Yeah, that's what we did. Okay, so now we're moving over to our debt, and we gave what we said we were going to give. We ended up giving a total of $650 to my husband. So that's that 4 plus that $250. That was $650. Okay, and I went ahead and created a debt closeout, not debt, but like a June debt video. You guys can check that out. And then so my student loans, we did give the $500. Okay, so this is saying, all right, you gave $900. However, you're negative $54.52. Yikes! Don't be like me, guys. Let me just do a dollar sign. Negative 54.52. So this is disgusting, but we live, we learn, and we don't do it again. Now we're going to move to the second paycheck budget. Okay, let's move on. Let's put her right here. This one should be a little easier, a little quicker. I don't know. Don't quote me, guys. So the numbers are accurate yet again. Started off with 0. We were saying there's nothing to move over. And honestly, if we're being honest, we basically saying we were starting off minus 54. But that's the thing about credit cards, right? Were we starting off minus anything? No, we just got to pay them credit cards back. Okay, so we said we were starting off with $0. My husband's check ended up coming out to $1,657.91. His check was higher because it wasn't his. Maybe it was his full check. I don't know. I think it might have been his full check with his brand new role at his job. I think the next check, that first check for July, I'm eager to see what that's going to look like. But I think it's going to be a little lower because we both decided we're going to give more to our 401k. Now, who's hit first is the question. Okay, so when it comes to my check, yes, it was $3,719.16, which is substantially higher than it is, which is usually $3,000 even, or $3,056. And this is because I worked overtime. I worked during the weekends. This weekend, I don't think I'm doing that again, guys. $719.16. Yes, the money is good. I'm exhausted. This killed me, guys. I'm telling you. The money was nice, but my mind, I couldn't do it. I ended up, after I did the overtime and worked the weekends, I ended up taking like 3 days off because I needed some time. Like, I can't see you guys every day. I told them that. Like, I told my team, love you guys. I do. You're cool. I can't see you guys every day. Okay, 1657.91. 1657.91 plus 3,719.16. That is $5,377.07, which is accurate. 377.07. Jeez, I wrote that so big I couldn't write that big enough. I think everything's gonna be about the same except this food. We're gonna do it again. Okay. So when it comes to actual, remember, when it comes to rent and water and sewage, we split it between the two checks. We make stuff good happen. So 72.50. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then 52.50. Okay. When we add this together, this is $825. So this is true. We give $825 and $825 to our bill account to cover our rent and water. And again, rent and water / sewage, it all comes out the same thing. So this right here is $825. We're doing it in black because the numbers are true. So we're saying $5,377.07 minus $825, $4,552.07. Okay, we're on the money. 52.7 cents. Boom. Now we're going to take it from fixed expenses to variable expenses. So let's flip this bad baby over. Let's talk food. Let's talk food. I'm kind of depressed, guys, because I already know this is going to be a doozy. Okay. I don't have all the dates for these. I know I'm horrible, but bear with me. So June 20th, it was Harris Teeter. I know you're thinking, did I write this down? Because now I'm curious. Did I write this one already? No. So June 20th, you're like, dang girl, you go to Harris Teeter a lot. We do, guys, we do. Now this problem is it was food and vitamins. Again, it's convenient, right? So Harris Teeter has our multivitamins that we take. It also has our probiotic, prebiotics, whatever for him and the ones that I take. So his multivitamin, my multivitamin, his probiotic, my probiotic. Those four alone, a lot of money. I'm just saying. Not a lot of food, but a lot of vitamins. So it really should come out of sinking funds. But this ended up being $88.94. That's a lot of money. I'm just saying. I'm just freaking saying. So that was June 20th. Now the next 1, 2, 3, my husband went grocery shopping, and I can't even tell you guys when. I can tell you where. 1, 2, 3, food. So the first one, he went to Costco. Was that Costco? Yeah, this was Costco. And he spent $122. This is how I know, y'all, we were bad. We're doing bad here, okay? We're just fighting for our lives. Oh, so this one right here, $69.47. I'm not sure where did he go? Oh, this one is what is the place called? We just talked about it. Okay, so this is Aldi. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. And I was going to put an S because I feel like people say Aldi's. And then back to Costco. Like, I love their oranges, stuff like that. I try to get their avocados and things like that. But I'm just like, now we're done. We're not doing it, okay? My Darth Vader voice. I don't know what that is. But we can't do it. So we got 122 so far plus 69.47 plus 20.45. So that's 211. This right here is crazy because it's like food / sinking funds, 88.94. But you know what? For the sake of doing what we're doing, we're going to just plus 88.94. Just going to say we spent $300. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is horrible. But this is okay. We're living, we're learning, we're getting it together. It just takes a couple days, a few moments, weeks, months, if you will. Because I'm pretty sure last month, May, we had the same problem with the food. So we definitely got to go back to Aldi a little bit more often. And again, it's probably not even the food we're eating as much as it's the convenience. I got to be real. So this is $300.86. Now we're going to flip her over, put her in red, because what is this? This is going to put us back in negative, $386. Okay, so when it comes to gas, again, we're pretty accurate. Our cars are small. They don't really take a lot to fuel up. Also, speaking of cars, I have been having car problems. And that sucks real bad. But my husband's working on it. So I'm going to have to show you guys what this is costing us. Especially just the diagnostic. Because even though my husband can work on a car, I kind of want, we like for somebody to just point us in the direction. You just want to be pointed in the direction of where you are. And then at least go from there. I do have an uncle that works on cars, but that's another thing, because we got to get to him. And then if the car's not working or something's going on, life. But that's life with an older car. So, we're just putting one foot in front of the other. Okay, so when it comes to variable expenses, unfortunately, we are at $460.86. Boo. So we're going to take this, we're going to subtract $4,552.07. It's negative, but just remember I just did it backwards. So this is going to be red. $4,091.21. Now we're going to take this. We're going to trek it on up. Now we're in the black, okay? We're in the black with the savings. I like a little green, but black's okay. That means it's the bare minimum. I like to check things off, my husband and I, when we sit and talk, just so we can know, like, okay, yeah, we sent that to our checking account. We did send that. We did send this to the savings, all the things. So when it comes to house, we are trying to save for house if you don't know. So yes, we try to do $1,000 a check. So that's $1,000. We did do $1,042 for our sinking fund. So things that come up with our cars, it's going to come from our sinking fund. Then when it comes to IRA, 100 for him and then 100 for me. Now when it comes to car tent, I probably should just cross it out and say sinking fund, because what we ended up doing, I'm just going to cross this out and we're going to put 400. And this is for car, because that's true. So $1,042 went to our sinking fund, but we decided whatever car repairs need to happen, forget the car tent, okay? Not I was thinking about something so frivolous and small, like, I don't know, blocking out the sun because I'm in a fishbowl. My car said, skirt, pump the brakes, fix me, okay? And so now she's getting fixed. So we just decided car altogether. We're going to just give that money to the car and say no tent. Also, I found out, speaking of tents, that Maryland is really strict. When you register your car in the state of Maryland, they're strict on tent. They don't want the tent on the car just for that initial registration. And I'm not thrilled. But you know what? Here we are, guys. Here we are. Okay, $2,642. Now we're gonna take this number. Why did I not write remaining here? Whatever. So now we're gonna take $2,642 and we're gonna subtract this from $4,091.21. So now we're gonna be in the ones, and I know this is negative because it's supposed to be $1,500. So we're just gonna put you red, and it's gonna be $1,449.21. So I'm gonna put black right here and 1,507, because you can see this equals 1,500, 7 cents. We're in there. Okay, so now let's move it on back. We did in fact give my husband student loans nada on the second paycheck. We did in fact give my student loans $1,000, and we did in fact give our credit cards $500. So we just paid ourselves back for all this overage crap that we were doing. So that's $1,500. And then what's left over? No. So it's $1,449.21. Subtract 1,500. Now we are negative. This is not funny, but it's life sometimes. So now we're negative 50.79. But remember, we're not really negative because we budgeted out money to our credit cards. If we were negative, it would be our credit card. We decide to pay the credit cards. You know what I mean? Okay. So this is a hot mess, but here we are. Let's go ahead and get into the numbers for our actual monthly budget. What went where, who got what, and let's do it for the month of June. Okay, so starting us out, again, we always do zero-based budgeting. Sometimes we have a little bit of extra to flip over, not the month of June. If anything, we're negative. Okay, so let's do my husband's monthly first. So we're going to do his first paycheck, his actual, and then his second paycheck actual. Okay, so we got 1473.08, and then we're going to plus 1657.91. Okay, so we got $3,130.99. Okay, $3,130.99. We're gonna put it in green because we expected $2,200. All right, so his actual is $3,130.99. Okay, now let's do mine. We expected $6,000. So we're gonna start us off with $3,719.16. $3,719.16 plus, that was the first one, plus, I did it wrong and I'm trying to figure out, okay, plus $3,056.38. $6,775.54. Okay. Well, let's write it. So we're in the green. $6,775.54. Okay, so let's add the two. $6,775.54 plus my husband's $3,113.99. So we're at $9,906.53. Really, really good month. We're super grateful. If you did not know, previously my husband lost his job, and so he's in a great paying position, don't get me wrong, but he's an interim for him. He's not he doesn't want to be here forever, which is perfectly fine. I just say that him and I talk about it. He's okay with sharing. I've had people ask, don't you think you shouldn't share? This is why we have Paper by Mo, we have YouTube, because we share. Okay, so let's get into the numbers. So when it comes to our rent, we said $1,545. When it comes to $1,545, we just divide it by 2. That is the $772.50 that we do every time. Okay, so $1,545 is actual and factual, and then we get $52.50 that we do every check. We're gonna times that by 2. That's 105. So again, actual and factual, 105. Internet is always 50. Phone, I want to say it's always 180, but sometimes it changes. 22 for subscriptions, 197 for my student loans, 250 for my husband's. Our car insurance was 179, not 176, so oversight. But it's still got to be in red. A mistake's a mistake. And then we also got to put in red because I don't even see electricity on here. So life insurance is 108.04 for human, and then gym is 70. So now we're gonna put, what are we gonna do? What color are we gonna? We'll just do it in blue. We'll say electricity. We'll just do it all in blue because it was oversight. So it was 150.01. Okay. What else did we do? That was all the bills. Let's go ahead and add this up. We got $1,545 plus 105, which should be $1,650. Yes. Plus 50, plus 180, plus 22, plus 197. Okay, plus 250. That's my husband's student loans. Plus 179 on car insurance. Plus 108.04. Plus 70. Plus 150.01. So we're saying that we had $2,856.05 for bills alone. We're going to put it in red. Although maybe some of it was an oversight, the numbers are still higher than what we expected. So $2,856.05. Okay, so we're going to take this number, we're going to subtract it from $9,906.53. So that's going to total us out to $7,000. So she's going to be in green because it's higher than that $5,000. $7,050. I'll say 56. $7,050.48. Okay, so now that we have that remainder, we are going to go ahead and go to variable expenses. It's going to get crazy because we said 400. We tried to do 200 and 200. That was the thought because the person we were when we did the June budget is not the person we are now. Okay, we know things. We're wiser. We're stronger. We're smarter. Okay, $292.93. That's from that first paycheck budget for food, and then plus $300.86. So, ooh, my goodness, I felt it in my chest. $593 $593.79. Disrespectful. Bada bing, bada bang. Okay, now we're back in the black when it comes to gas and fun. So I'm going to take that $593.79. We're going to add 200. Okay, then we're going to plus 60 and 60 is 120. So we're going to plus, I don't know why I pressed 60. Okay, plus 60. So now we're at $913.79. Okay, 913. That's a 379. So now we're going to take $7,050.48, and we're going to subtract 913.79. Okay, still green though. That's what I can tell you. 6,136.69. 6,136.69. Okay, now we're going to take this. We're going to move up to our housing. I said our housing, our savings. We try to do 2,000 for the whole month. So we did 1,000 and 1,000. That is 2,000. Okay, and then we did for IRA 100 and 100. That's 200. 200 and then 200, and then sinking funds we said 376.96. We did way more than that. Okay, so we did 1,042 plus the 400, so we're gonna say 1,442. So we're gonna put her in green because that's still a part of savings. 1,442. Okay, so we're gonna say 1,442, and we're gonna plus 2,000, and then we're gonna plus 400, 200 for his IRA, 200 for my IRA. So we are saving or investing, saving and investing $3,842. 3,842. Now we're gonna take $6,136.69. Yep, 69 cents, and we're gonna subtract 3,842. So that's $2,294.69. Still green. I was about to put it down. $2,294.69. Okay, not bad. Now we're going over here to debt. We're gonna go ahead and put CC for credit card. So when it comes to extra, let's start off with the first paycheck. My husband, we gave 400. That was accurate. And then the second paycheck, we gave nothing. So this is going to be in the red because we only gave 400. Okay. Now, this paycheck, we gave 500 for me, extra. This says 1,500, and then we gave 1,000. So that's accurate. That's 1,500. So we're going to put you in black. 1,500. So that's 19. And then, okay. And then credit card, we said $500. So let's go ahead and put 500. So $2,294.69. So we got 1,500 plus 400 plus 500. That's $2,400. And we are in the black. No, we're not in the black. We're in the red. It's not good. It's green because we gave more. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. 2,400. It's green because we gave more. We're red because we're negative. 2,400 minus $2,294.69. We are negative 105.31, which is crazy. 2,400. We only had 2,200 left over. I knew we were gonna kind of look like we were in the red a little bit, possibly, just because the first and second one. I think that the sinking funds did it a little bit, as obviously the food did it. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of Christmas trees around here, but I hate doing closing because I'm just like, dang, girl, do better. And then I hope and pray that I do better the next month, because if I don't do better, then what's the point of doing this, right? I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Bye.